we here.
Hey.
Live in the flesh, Houston, Texas. Y'all, we have the first main character cast from Trial and Error in the building. Known as Miss Kei. What is going on?
What's good?
Man, it's good to see you. You the second female beside ready to come up here, but it's just definitely a good thing to see you because you know the people got a lot to ask with you.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
What they gotta ask me?
Man, you already know it's so much, man. That's why I say, man, if you know, interview. You dig? That's what we love to do, asking questions that the people want to know.
Oh Lord, not the people.
Yeah, the people. So, Miss Kei.
Yes.
For the people that's not fawning you or don't know too much about you.
Okay.
Where are you from? What side or what neighborhood do you represent? Where are you from?
I'm not from here.
Okay.
As you can tell, I'm not from no Houston, Texas, no H-Town. No.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. We ain't this. So please tell the people, where are you from?
I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana, the city of the pretty women. 337 all day, the flats, baby.
Oh, she gotta be extra and added and everything.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
What?
I met you something. So, like I said, we can tell through the accent you from Louisiana, but do
Lord.
you get New Orleans a lot? Because people think when you say Louisiana, they automatically New Orleans. Do you get that a lot?
Looking in the camera or looking at you?
It don't matter, baby.
I want to look at you.
You can look
All
at
right.
me.
I will look
both.
at you.
Right.
Oh my God. So when I do meet people, it don't matter where I go. Where I done been so many places.
Right.
Atlanta and all of them. It don't matter where I go. Florida and all of them.
Right.
Everybody think I'm from New Orleans.
Why do Louisianans get that title?
It's okay. So first, Louisiana is the most known city in New Orleans is the most known city in Louisiana. So that's the first thing that everybody grasps at. Oh, you from New Orleans? No,
right.
I'm not from Baton Rouge. They sound totally different.
And you know what? But I had to learn that though. I was like, You know what? I had to stop because that's what I was like too. Like you say, Texas, because in 2005. A lot of Louisianans, they evacuated, so it was like, everybody in New Orleans. But when I got older,
no.
But look, I like the fact that you is from outside of not from New Orleans because there's so many other places in Louisiana. Like you got Shreveport, Lafayette, Lake Charles, and everybody thinks New Orleans. So that's
we are not. I'm not New Orleans. I'm Lafayette. It's totally different. That's the
and what
city.
side of town? I mean, is that North or South Louisiana?
What you mean, the South?
No, what I'm saying, like, what is it located? Like Houston is like. The
South.
Okay.
Yes.
Because North Louisiana, that's what I'm saying. I think I get Lafayette and Shreveport confused. Because one of them is up north, one of them is down south. That's why I'm like, clarify to the people. Because a lot of people don't know. You got to be Pacific.
Don't nobody want to go to Shreveport, but some people, I remember when they used to have Festival International, that's when everybody want to come to Lafayette. But yeah, a lot of stuff been popping off and they made a lot of our festivities no longer fun. We got the Crawfish Fest. We got all of the Boudin Festival, Frog Festival.
So
all of that. We got festivals.
So y'all known for y'all spices. So is it clear to say that Texas has better crawfish than Louisiana?
Hell no. Hell no. I ain't gonna never brag that. Look, I've been out here for how long? About like a good year. I've been out here for like a good year.
Right.
And I promised on everything I love, I'm not going to try that crawfish. I still haven't tried y'all booty out here. It's not like back home. But
stop being biased.
Hold up. About like a few months ago, I went to Sucking Good Crawfish.
Okay.
Sucking Good Crawfish. And that's the first time I seen sauce on a crawfish.
Yeah, see.
Like we have seasoning in the water. We put the seasoning in the water. There's no sauce that get poured. It made it very slippery, but it was still good. But it wasn't.
I mean, you can't diss Texas all the way because it's some good cooks out here too.
It was good.
You know what I mean? So, but we gonna respect that, you did. But speaking of that, what you just said, being out here for a year, what made you come out here to Texas?
Oh man, coming out here from Texas, I just knew back home I wanted something better for myself. Not saying that back home not better, but when you want to elevate, you gotta move. You can't stay still. You know, you gotta keep moving forward.
So do you believe that that's the true saying? Like, in order for people to be successful, they gotta leave their hometown. You feel like nobody can stay at home and grow?
I feel like it all depends on the person because some people have built their establishments in their hometown. But when you are like from a small city, like Lafayette, and you got bigger dreams than working in an office or, you know, something else, then you're going to move where whatever your dream is where they got it popping. And so I also have family out here, so I wouldn't have been by myself. You know, my mom was from Houston. So she moved to Lafayette when she was 25. So, yeah. So,
with that being said, so by you being out here, do you feel like Texas is a good marketing city? Or no, we gonna say Texas as a state because we know we in Houston. But is Texas a good marketing state or entrepreneurship? Since you said you had left home, what do you feel about Texas since you've been out here? Do you feel like it's good for that?
To be honest, I've met a lot of entertainers. I met a lot of people in the, you know, industry, period. So if you want to network and get yourself known, you know, Houston is the way to go. Any type of bigger city is the way to go. But yeah, I would say anybody that's trying to start their own entrepreneurship or whatever, they should come to Houston. Definitely. Definitely. It all depends on the person. You have to be social. You have to be marketable for one. And, you know, you got to be willing to attend other people's events.
Because I mean, when you think of Texas, you think of the South, and the South has such we have a traumatizing title because of due to slavery, and then people from up north think we slow. So that's why I asked you, do you feel like Texas? Because people be thinking, I ain't gonna say be thinking, I mean, it is opportunity in New York and, you know, California, but that's just the number one sources. Shit people
I get what you're saying,
But that's why I had to ask you what you felt about Texas. You know what I mean?
I think anybody that's from the South, anybody that's from the South is gonna stay in the South to create their establishment. Let's get that straight. Because if you from, let's say you from where I'm from and you try to go to New York, it's a culture shock. Just coming out here was a culture shock. Like, y'all niggas tall out here, bruh. Like, I ain't lying. I seen so many trees out here. I was like,
looking, but you know, unfortunately, Big Nick, I didn't grow to be that tall.
No, you straight.
But I got the big idea, you know what I'm saying?
I was like, my tallest boyfriend was like 5'10". I come out here, this where the trees hiding?
Yeah, them niggas.
Like,
basketball ass niggas.
Y'all grow them tall out here, but it was a culture shock. Everything was fast. And the people was not as friendly as back home.
That's it. I mean, see the Texas, y'all see the post behind.
Smiling, like they made me feel like I had an issue.
And you know what? You see, you going right to where I'm going to. Yeah. So we all know, like if they haven't seen you or heard you on the podcast, they didn't see you on Trial and Error. And you have the sweetest, lightest voice. So due to your voice, did you growing up?
Oh, Lord.
Did you have trouble having a light voice? Did you get picked on, or do people always took you like having a light voice because you're a very light voice individual? How did that work against you or for you growing up?
I am happy to say that it always has worked for me.
For you? No shit.
It has always worked for me because even to this day, like having a light voice, I don't even want to say this in the wrong way because then people think I might have an agenda, but having a light voice, when you speak, you come off innocent. And so people, a lot of the times when they meet me, be thinking that I'm trying to be innocent, and I don't. It's just they be like, we got.
Now listen, I think that's what people get to when they see you in the movie. They like, oh, she putting on that voice, but I'm like, no, this is really key. That's why
this is me all day. Like it only changes when you really piss me off, and that's when Kyosha come out. But okay, with that being said, doing everything that you're doing now, did you grow up shy or you always been outspoken? I was never shy. But that's the other thing that's coming, like, that comes with the light voice. You know, people, when you first see me, you might think that I'm shy. But stay around me for like a good 30 more minutes. And
because and let me let y'all know, Kiki be talking a little shit now. She gonna speak her mind, so do not let that voice fool you, bro. I've been on set. She didn't have her little, like, what? Okay, because like I say, it's a perception. It's like, they hear the light voice, I think, like you say, think you're innocent.
It don't help that I'm light-skinned neither.
I know. Man, I know. So,
Right.
Okay, now being in entertainment business, like I say, because people that don't know, if they don't know, like I know that you model, you know, and so when it comes to things like that, does being light skinned help you, or is it really like a dark skin, light skin thing? Is that really real in entertainment world?
I really do think that, you know, the difference, the treatment between light skin and dark skin women are different. I don't like it.
Right.
I feel like they just discovered or is on their way to discovering how lit chocolate is. You know what I'm saying?
Chocolate.
But since the dawn of time, you know, since entertainment began,
right,
it was like that. I never liked it.
Right.
Period. I mean, I remember like it became a big shit back in college, and a few of my friends that was darker skinned started beefing with me.
Right.
And I was like, y'all gonna let this shit, like, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
I never did follow the crowd, so, but I get it.
Right.
Because hell, back home, it was still happening to me.
Right.
Like, people don't understand. When I came out here, it was like, man, you high yellow, you light bright. I was like, nigga, back home, I ain't light enough. Like, I ain't light enough.
That's so, because, you know, Louisiana, that's related to Creole a lot, so it's like a lot of, you know, light skins, and I know that's a lot of them comfortable with.
Back home, it's a lot of mixtures all in between there. It's like a gumbo,
right,
or whatever. You're gonna see, you know, people with green eyes and blue eyes. My daddy has green eyes.
Okay.
A lot of my aunties and uncles got, you know, green eyes, and they high yellow. I'm talking about almost looking white, because we mix with French.
Right.
You're gonna have a lot of people out there that's like that.
Right.
You know?
Well, listen, now, going with the light skin and the light voice comes the spirit. And for people that don't know you, like I say, it's not a front, y'all. Every time I see Kiki, she's very high spirit. And I actually was outside the camera one time a while ago. I was like, bro, dude, are you always happy, or do you put that on? And I think people need to know that. So answer for that for the people. Is it when you come out, is this something that you really put on, or you are just genuinely always happy? Like, how does your mood go when you leave the house?
I wake up like this.
Oh, okay.
I have never woken up, even with a hangover, I have never woken up in a just bad state of mind, in a bad mood. I'm a morning person.
Wow.
It's shit that happens throughout the day that's gonna mess me up. It's never gonna be me waking up like.
You know what's funny? And now that I'm getting older, I'd rather get up early. Because at one time you couldn't pay me, and sometimes you still can't do it. But being early, hey, no, like for real, that shit that they say early bird get the worm. That's definitely true. So,
but that's the thing. I suffer from insomnia. So
what's insomnia?
When you can't sleep, you have trouble sleeping at night. So a lot of the times, even though I try, I might get into bed at like 10 o'clock, but Kiki don't go to bed till like 2 or 3.
Right.
And I happen to be waking up at 7, sometimes 8 or whatever. So that's my issue. But still in all, I could be running off for 2 hours to sleep and still wake up happy as shit.
You know what? I feel like that's a blessing. You know what? I feel like it is a blessing, but it's also motivation. Because like it go back to what I was just telling you. I'm not a morning individual, but ever since I've been filming, like I can go to sleep editing. It'd be like 6 o'clock in the morning. I may wake up maybe at 9, and that'll be it, and I'm right back. So
right back.
Right.
But when I'm at home, I'm not as joyous because I'm content. I'm in my element. It's just me by myself. I'm still happy, but it's suppressed. It's inside. Right. You know, so even though I'm looking calm, I'm happy inside or whatever. Right. It's when I get out, because I don't like being home. Period. Right. It's when I get out, that's what gives me life. Being around people that I love to work with gives me life. Being around family gives me life. Right. So when you see me, I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna give you a hug. No, that's I like being around you.
That's a great thing to have, man, because a lot of people now you see it all day on Instagram and the memes. People always make something they're not a people person and this and that, but like I say, you'll never get as far as you can go if you don't get out there and network. You know what I mean?
You have to.
That's a fact. Speaking of networking, that's how I met you, and I want to shout out to Leo Rich.
Shout out to Leo.
You did. He introduced me to Miss Kei Kei.
That was a blessing.
You know, it was a blessing, cause when he introduced me to you, you became a cast member for Trial and Error.
Permanent.
And that is what we're here to talk about also, man.
Okay.
So, with Trial and Error,
yes.
for the people that don't know, it's a little independent Houston based in the, romantic little movie we made.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right.
So, was that your first movie ever filming? Like, have you ever been in any movies besides Trial and Error?
No.
Wow. Any plays?
Yeah.
Plays.
Well, back in the day, but
Yeah.
nothing recent, like talking about.
Right. And cause look, and it that's why I say it was so crazy how you came on the cast, because for the people that don't know on the backstory of Trial and Error, you was the wife. You're the wife in the movie, but the wife wasn't in the picture.
Right.
At first, because we were just using the side woman. So it's like you would we it's crazy because it's like the side female was Miss J. Shout out to Miss J.
Hey.
She you know what I'm saying? She started off, but it was crazy because he had a wife, but we didn't have a wife at the time.
Like the wife was a mystery.
Right, exactly. But you became front line. You dig what I'm saying?
I did.
So like you say, that was definitely a blessing. So with that being said,
I was nervous as shit too.
Was you?
That's why, like, if you notice in the first episode, I was nervous as hell. I had that long blonde wig on, but I was trying to look like be different. And I went in the bathroom and I was like, I'm gonna fuck him up. And I tried to cut me a bang.
Yeah.
And that was me. That's why the wig looked so fucked up.
Nah, okay.
I came back with that wig with my bangs looking all like that.
Hey, cause that boy Leo definitely, behind the scenes, he definitely gave her a little roast. I'm like, bro, chill out, dog.
Look, Leo pointed that shit. I was trying to bring the headband down and try to lower the shit.
Hey, look, y'all,
it looked horrible on the film.
Real backstory shit, but she didn't let that discourage her, and that's what made it beautiful.
Lights, camera, action. Let's roll.
Now, speaking of Trial and Error, we all know, if you ever watch Trial and Error, it is a very hot, steamy, juicy type of, storyline.
Sexual storyline.
Very sexual. So let me ask you this.
Yes.
How comfortable was you filming when you was doing, the sexual shit, the sexual scenes? Like, how comfortable are you on camera doing that?
That was my first time, actually.
Wow, get the fuck out of here.
What? Okay, see, now you're being like everybody else. You think I'm lying? You think I'm
No,
innocent?
listen, because, man, is another backstory, because we gonna actually have an interview with Miss J too, but a lot of y'all didn't know each other, and that's why I'm saying, that's why I was saying, like, how does it feel? Because for the people that don't know, nobody in Trial and Error, like, y'all, every project ever did, it was really like, I call it backyard.
Yeah.
People don't be knowing people. It ain't no script, so nobody knew nobody. You know what I mean? But when you was working with D, did you feel like it was hard, or did it come natural, or how was it working with him?
It always helps when whoever you're working with is attractive.
Right. Okay.
Right. So in my mind, the camera wasn't even there.
Type shit. Okay, see.
Type shit.
Right.
So I was like, okay, he giving me something I could work with here.
Right,
okay?
right.
I'm a flirt by nature.
Right, but see, that's what I'm saying. But being put on the spot like that, you would think you'd be nervous. But that's why I was asking, like, on that camera. So does the camera make you? You said you was nervous. I know you said that, but I'm saying, but when it came to the sexual part, like, did it make it more nervous, or you was like, fuck it, let's just see where it go from there?
I think the nervous part about being in a movie period is not knowing what to expect.
Right.
And so my nervousness came from me not knowing this one. So when I first got into it, I like to feel people out. I read the room. Right. Because a lot of the times when you have a leading lady and it's an all male group cast, it's some freaky dick shit.
Yeah, it's like,
and that's the one thing that we be scared about. Like, don't make me out to be the
like the hoe,
group.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my main thing. But everybody treat me with respect. Even when me and D had to do the kissing scenes, he was like, "Tell me what's comfortable for you.
Most
definitely. Is it okay if I do this, do that?" And so I was like, "Okay."
And shout out to D, man. Like I said, that's my guy. And that was the biggest part that we was trying to do. Because at the end of the day, it's like, you got to think about it. Nobody got paid, just so you know, like, y'all, we did this, we built this from the ground up, everything was sincere, so that was another thing, by nobody knowing nobody getting paid. It's I think
that was the best part about it, though.
What's that? Not getting paid?
No. I mean, not only that. That people showed up not getting paid. But nobody knew each other. And that was effortless.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. It was like, it was really no struggle. But you would think it would be a struggle because, you know, people don't be knowing people. Mm-hmm. But you people didn't know you actually brought a cast member too. My guy E, man. Shout out to E. You dig?
I did.
So and that go back with accountability, y'all. So I allowed Kiki to pick somebody because we wanted to make everything believable.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Go ahead.
That was the first time I ever met E in person in real life.
Wow. Oh, did y'all know that? Okay, so how? See, that's what I'm saying. So how did all this register in your head? You up here, you meet new people, then you met him for the first time. So it was like, but you knew him though. Like you knew him, like you have never met him, but you like.
We were social media friends for a few years.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's live though. Because I felt like when I seen y'all together, I felt like y'all been doing it, like y'all been kicking it. Like,
I mean, okay, so this how I may explain it.
Okay.
It happens with a lot of us women. So let's say you're a photographer, right?
Right.
And you got a follower that's supporting what you're doing and fuck with it.
Right.
Or whatever. It was kind of like that.
Right.
Type of situation.
Yeah, so it's like the energy. Energy was good.
Energy.
And y'all,
I support you, you support me.
Y'all, let me tell y'all something. A lot of times when I'm always filming, I'm always buzzing. But let me tell y'all about trial and error. That scene at the park, I really that takes me to another level because if I don't know if I was high or I was drunk when I filmed it, and it's like a memory thing. But that Erykah Badu little instrumental with them in the park, that did something. I guess because it was a project of mine, but I really felt like that was some lovey-dovey shit that I didn't even. Y'all made that magic happen in that scene. I really that was one of my. I can say that was one of my favorite scenes in Trial and Error in the Park. I can honestly say that. So you and man, shout out to E. He definitely had the good vibe.
Up and showed out.
You know what I'm saying? And he came from Atlanta, y'all.
And he flew from. That's the thing.
You
so
dig?
I told him I had called him up because we had spoke a few times. He told me that he had wanted to start acting, and so when you told me that you was looking for a side dude, I was like, I know the person,
right?
And so I called him. You know, that's another thing. Passing down blessings.
Right.
That's how you stay blessed. So when Leo got this opportunity, he gave one to me. And you're supposed to pass it on. And so I called E and I was like, you still want to act?
Yeah, like I know.
And so
like,
he was like, what's up? And so I was like, man, look, you serious about it? Make that move.
And look.
He was like, to Houston. I was like, shit, yeah, we filming this day. And look, he got his ticket and
that is dedicated because like I say, and messing around, having them, man. He had a song called "No Respect" that y'all had did a scene to, and he brought "Round 2," which is one of my favorite R&B tracks. Now that's no bullshit. That's absolutely some real shit. You got to be a free baby. If I want your body on me, baby. Just one time and I'ma put it on you. I'ma do you right like a man is supposed to. You can stay the night, I ain't tripping if you want to. Ain't too many things that can't do round 2.
Yeah, he made some good music.
Let me ask you this. So people that watch Trial and Error, they want to know, like I know they want to know, how accurate is your character to who you are really in real life? Shit. Like would you ever the things that Nicole did in Trial and Error, would you actually
was raunchy.
Ooh, huh?
She was raunchy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So people want to know how accurate is your character? Like, you know, is that do you have the same characteristics that you probably would you like do if you was in that situation that Nicole was in the movie? Would you do it like that or not?
I never cheated, believe it or not.
Wow.
I never cheated on a spouse. I'm not the cheating type.
Oh, that's great. Hey, somebody need to hear this. Y'all need to hear that, y'all. You see how she put on for the movie, but in real life, hey, that's...
I never cheated on any spouse I ever had.
That's good.
So,
I think that's a good thing.
When I'm with you until you piss me off, and then I leave you.
The pissed off part.
Off part. I think the characteristics that the personality traits that me and Nicole share is, I think her innocence when she's dating, like when she was with Aaron, how everything was so new and so fresh.
Right.
I'm like that, like in a relationship.
Right.
I'm like that in a relationship. Everything you do is new to me, and it's like it amazes me and everything else like that. I be in the what's they call it, the butterfly stage or whatever.
Right.
For like the first half. It ain't even the first quarter. The first half.
Right.
So if you really fuck that up, like nigga, you really don't fuck that.
Yeah, you really
but
just some out of
for the
pocket
first
shit.
half of the relationship, I still be in ooh and oh.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what, man? That
Yeah.
I like that, man, because that them relationships, man, they can go left and right, but they can also go a long way. So
Yeah.
you know, that's good that you never had to cheat or anything like that.
Like
you
the
say,
whole scene about her FaceTiming him in the bubbles.
Right.
That's me.
Right, that was.
That's I'm a romantic.
But okay,
I'm
so
a doer.
okay, with all them scenes being said, especially the elevator, we all know the classic elevator.
That was
scene.
my idea because I always wanted to do that
See
shit.
what I'm saying? See,
I want this on the floor. What you doing?
I got something else in mind.
So you wanna get nasty? Well, we came to the right place, see? I do things that you probably never even dreamed, but either way, we can make all your fantasies.
how we did it, y'all. Spontaneous. We making these dreams come reality. So I didn't know that. I never knew this was one of a fantasy.
Yes, that was a fantasy.
What's the feedback you get from the fans? Like,
Oh man, like I done had a few people and I didn't even know I was following, and I didn't even know that was following me.
right.
Like DM me, it was like, man, you did your shit in that movie. I was like, well,
No shit.
me?
No.
Like, you know what I mean?
Let's
yeah,
be
man,
real.
you did that
No,
shit.
no dick pics. Nothing. Like nobody tried to.
I don't like dick pics. I don't respect it. I'd rather be surprised. Like, don't show me the shit straight on. Cause that mean you offering it to everybody. Like, let me be surprised.
Right.
Don't just give me a dick pic. I hate that. But no, it wasn't. Well, you always gonna get, oh, you're so pretty or whatever. But it was never like a, let me get your number type of thing. It was like a respect.
Oh, respect factor.
Type
okay.
of, you know.
Oh, so ain't nothing ever wild ever happened? Like, cause like we interviewed Gucci from Day to Day, and he was like, one fan actually son, they thought like he was the character in real life.
No.
So
A little boy had a cross on his head right here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, cross.
The dude had a cross on his head. So we was at the store, at the Shell store. The little dude had like a little marker cross, but it's nighttime, so I don't know what it's looking like. You feel me? So I'm looking at the little dude like, what the fuck? He got a tattoo on his face.
Yeah.
And his dad walked up to me and say, man, my son be watching you on Day to Day. Feel me? He thinking you at home with his brothers and sisters, and that's some wild shit.
So, yeah, it's a lot of some people. Some of the characters got wild stories, but I'm saying like. That's why I was asking. You ain't never got nothing wild at this point.
Okay, so when we were, you know how we market the movie, and so when I put the scenes on my story, the sexy posts,
Right.
or whatever, they were like, "Damn, Key," like you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know you get down like that, but. And these are people that I know, people that I went to, college with and stuff like that. Like, damn, girl, like
Yeah, you doing your thing, you cutting up, yeah.
So it's just. It makes me laugh because I don't show that. That's not something to be shown to everybody, like in your personal life.
Right.
But that's the whole part of acting that I like. You take on different characters and you could be whoever you want.
Yeah, but you know what? I think that's what makes it exciting. Like you're portraying a character that you're really not. And you're making it believe. That's the whole point. That's what acting is.
Like I want to be the bad guy. I want to be the killer. I want to be the one that try to like make your wife leave you and then I steal you. I want to be everything. I want to be very versatile. I don't want to be stuck like how Megan Good was or how Gabrielle Union was being the sexy chick. That's not what I want. And me and you had that conversation. Right. Like I want to have different type of roles.
But that just shows that that's really a passion of yours because see, little do people know. I do my little acting shit in front of the mirror too, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm a movie fanatic, but you know what I'm saying? But I think that's what that's really actually for the people that don't know. I kind of want to play Crazy Man. I'm gonna play Crazy Man eventually. That's a little That's a little backstory we gonna have on another note. But with all this being said, do you have any kids?
Yes, I do. I have a daughter. She just turned 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do your daughter see any of your films or anything that you've been doing so far, trial and error? Have she ever seen it?
But she didn't see the freaky dicky parts. I make sure I close her eyes. Right. So when it was being shown on YouTube, like episode by episode.
Right.
She saw the first 2.
Right.
You know, she saw the first 2, and she was so proud of me, and that's what I live for. She was like, "My mama on TV." Like, she didn't see me like go to YouTube and stuff like that. So I was like, "Baby, it's on, it's on."
Yeah, and that.
So she came to the
room. That's what it's about. It's about it's about that feeling, man. Actually being the person that somebody's looking up to. You know what I mean? That's very
definitely something that I thrive to do is to make my baby, you know, proud, because acting is something that I always wanted to do.
Right.
But when I was younger, you know, everybody's telling me, "Oh, when you have a kid, you know, you're not living for you anymore.
Right.
You know, everything have to be focused towards the kid." And for years and years, I pushed back my career, what I wanted to pursue and what I wanted to do.
Right.
And did what I had to do. But now that I'm older and thinking back about what they said, it's not true, because if my child is not watching me pursue my dreams, then who am I to tell her that she should go pursue hers?
Right.
And so I really do feel like a lot of people tell us women and sometimes men that do have kids early, "Oh, like, it's not about you no more." No, it's always about you. Your life is always about you.
I'm glad you said that. I'm fucking glad you said that. You
only gonna have one life, and so what is your life worth if you're gonna be miserable working a job and your kid has to see this? It's just like being in a bad relationship. What is it worth sticking with the same nigga that do you wrong or whatever just for financial support? I was never for that.
Right.
But when it's your own people, it hit different.
I know it do.
You.
And you know what? And I can honestly say I can give you your flowers and want to give you your flowers right now for stepping out on your dreams, because I preach it all the time. People say, you know, because I don't have kids myself and I do this, and people always feel like the responsibility part, like, oh, you don't have this and that. But the reality is what you just said.
Yeah.
It's about fuck being miserable. Do what you want. And that's why I say, that's why I ask you, you know, because people will feel like, well, dang, like you doing this and you know, with these scenes, I know you got kids, or you know, your daughter may see us. So I don't know if you get that a lot. That's why I brought that up.
To be honest, I had to do a journey, you know, with myself, and I'm still on it, but I'm just in a different part of my journey. But the first part of my journey was me having self-love and not really giving a damn how anybody thinks about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If it feel good to me, then it's going to be done.
Hey,
if I want to do it, then it's going to be done. But the thing that people get wrong is you can't share your goals with everybody.
Exactly.
And you want to share them because you want your people to be happy for you.
Exactly.
But you can't share your goals with everybody, and you can't tell them your next move, because even if it's out of love, your family might discourage you based on their fears. Like, oh, man, you can't move because New York is too dangerous. Oh, you can't do this because this kind of scene because you have a child. And what would your family think? They have name one person in your family that hasn't sucked a dick, fucked a dick, hopped on something or did nothing on videotape, wore some Daisy Dukes, done smoked weed, done been on the corner. They done did it all. But now that they older, they want to tell us not to do it. When you lived your life, fuck you.
Man, I ain't, and like I say, I have to salute what you saying. That's why I say, man, and I give you your flowers, like I said, because that's an attitude. How should I say it? You have to develop that attitude. It's not, you're not born with it. And for the people that do have that attitude, man, it's a salute thing. So I understand exactly what you're saying.
You gotta do you, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be 80 and look back and say, man, I could have did this. And I could have did that.
You know what's crazy? And it's somebody that's 80 that is multiple people that really said it. That's why you got to learn from the ones before you, man, because maybe they life, they shit is over with, or they didn't do what they want to do. So sometimes, but you can't let them control it, because sometimes they will try to control your shit, the older people. But that's why you definitely have to take notes for the people that came before you.
But that's the thing, like I was saying before, people might try to tell you things, but it's coming out of love. And that's what we don't understand. It's coming out of love, but they not saying it right. Some people, if you want to support me, anybody that's watching this, if you want to support me and you have fears about what I'm doing, just keep it to yourself, because I'm not asking for your opinion. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Exactly, and like I say, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Because this journey is long, but it's worth it. You know what I mean? So fuck that. But I want to ask you another question.
Yeah.
Being a female, this is back to the female. Being a female in the entertainment thing, Do you feel like it's possible to be in a relationship?
Oh, good question.
Yes, ma'am.
Meek.
Yes, ma'am.
I thought about it. You know, I thought about it.
Yeah.
I thought about it. To be with me, period, I need a guy that's self-assured, that's not insecure. If you want a pretty girl, you can't be insecure within yourself, because whether she's in a movie or not, she's going to the store, she's going to the mall, she's going to the club, she's going to the bar. Anybody, she going to check her mail. Anybody could be, you know, looking at her. Yeah. And if you insecure, that's your issue. Like, don't bring that to me. So, I'm already cute.
Right.
And it ain't no denying that.
Right. Right,
you know,
right.
I'm already cute.
Right.
I get it honestly. Thank you, mama. Thank you, pops. But
right.
I also got things that I'm trying to accomplish.
Right.
And then I'm in these movies
right.
where I'm kissing guys and I'm doing love scenes with guys. You have to be strong enough,
right,
to be with me, because I'm gonna always choose my career before I choose a nigga. Period.
Oh, that's the thing. Yeah, that's what they want to hear.
And I think a lot of guys have an issue with that. In the past, I could have had many opportunities to do a lot of things.
Right.
But I'm a relationship type of person, so back in the day when I was in relationships,
right,
I would sacrifice.
Right.
You know, I could have been moved, but, you know, my boyfriend's getting promotions. We move where he moves or whatever. I want to go pursue my dreams, but we got to start his business first.
Right.
Like, and everything. I remember this one time, me and this guy went on our first date. By date 2, I was helping him map out his plans for his business.
Right.
Like, that's how invested I get in building up another person. So it would be nice to have somebody to cheer me on and build me up without being insecure. Right.
And because that is definitely what you call it, a two-way road.
Yeah,
because there you go, two-way street. You know what I mean? You gotta have somebody that's gonna be willing to do that. And I'm glad, like I say, I'm just glad. I just love the whole attitude you got, and I feel like that's a part of being a woman, a strong woman. You know what I mean?
It takes a strong woman.
Having your beliefs and everything like that. So,
but you know, I think that's why Hollywood people date Hollywood people.
Right.
And that's why before I get famous, I would like to already be in a relationship, because I ain't trying to be.
Yo.
I'm sorry. I'm not fucking Diddy. I'm not fucking Chris Brown. I'm not doing Trey Songz. They done been with everybody. I don't want that.
Yeah, you want something original.
Yeah, I want something real, because a lot of people I feel in Hollywood get together for the clout. Right. I don't feel like it's nothing real about Hollywood, period. I
don't think so neither, because there's so many backstories. You always hear these stories, and that's why I say you just got to be seasoned as a person. And it's crazy because a lot of people getting that shit young and they don't even know who they are as a person.
They lose themselves.
Yeah, hell yeah. And that's what make that so crazy. But you know what? To go back to what I was saying, for people that don't know, you're a model and you also do radio, right?
Yes.
Or you
Texas 101 Jams. I'm just on the break.
Okay, cool. So with that being said, you got so much to say with that dude. I think I seen it one time about you starting a sex podcast or the Battle of the Sexes or something like that.
Battle of the Sexes.
Explain that. Explain what do you mean? Like what you got in mind for that?
So on my show, my radio show, Kiki with That Heat on Texas 101 Jam. Shout out to Go Getter.
Already.
On first it was just me.
Okay.
Talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, let me start inviting some people. So at first it was just girls.
Right.
You know, and so I said, nah, I want guys.
Right.
And it's not for no male attention or whatever, none of that. I like to hear the opposite sex opinion and what goes through the mind of a man, because I feel like a lot of black men are misunderstood.
Right.
A lot of black men are not able to tell us how they really feel. You know, in the world, you expect us to be strong, and if you show emotion, then you're weak.
All that shit, yeah.
So when you get on my radio show, first thing we're going to talk about relationships, topic in relationships, sex, expectations from a woman, all this type of stuff. So not only I can hear it, but whoever's watching on the live, whoever listening to the show can also hear it. So just so ladies could know, like if you never listened to your man before, maybe listening to another man, you know, would help that You screaming at him every night and day is not gonna fix the situation. You nagging him every night and day is not gonna fix the situation. You having sex with him every night is not even gonna fix the situation. No. It's not what you wear. It's not what kind of makeup you put on, what kind of cologne you put on. Unless y'all have inner work to do together, and y'all could do it copacetically, and y'all, you know, fix it in a positive way. That's the only thing shit gonna get done. And you can't do it by shutting down a person's feelings. And that's what a lot of people do to black men. And
I think this too. Actually, people don't know about me. Before, I was always in the film and actually going to do it. But I had had a podcast. My mama garage. You feel me? And that's what I was going to do next.
Come on, Tigger.
Yeah. She said Tigger. That was good. Yeah. So I was on the same shit because but we never got shout out to my nigga D from Trial and Error. He was also featured. He was featured on my podcast, and then that is actually a great avenue because like I say, the internet is really the world. You know what I mean? We don't live in times.
You have to pay for advertisement. It's right there.
Yeah, like the internet, you can't go around. Like that's the world now. So a lot of people don't have people to vent out to. They go to the internet, right? That's why a lot of people vent out to the fucking on the internet because
I don't agree with that shit though, Nick. Like I really don't. I don't agree with people venting out their issues on the internet.
Not personal, but see, just go back to what you were saying, like relationship wise. Like instead of you ain't listening to your woman, but maybe another woman say it, you know, from a man's perspective, you know.
Right.
Oh, so I'm definitely with that. I'm looking forward to that, and I damn it, like I say, I always had in my mind to do one also.
Yeah. But that's why I bring men on, and to watch them like speak it, it's like they've been wanting to say it for years.
Right.
Because that's why they say it so passionately. It's like now you can get it out. Ain't nobody here, ain't no family here, ain't no cousins here or friends here to call you no names for getting it out. Like it's just me and you. Right. And before we get on the radio, you gonna drink something.
Right.
I don't want nobody to smoke nothing before the show because that's not I don't need a depressant. I don't want you laid back. I need you in your feelings, and that's what liquor do. So I give you liquor before we get on the show.
Look at him, look at Kei Kei, y'all. They're trying to let y'all know what it is. But hey, you definitely got to put me on that Sex podcast because I've been able to say for a long time for the opposite of sexes, and when you say sex podcast, it's not just necessarily. Well, when I say sex podcast, it's not necessarily just straight sex, even though we talk on that too. But it's opposite of sex.
Be a topic. I think at one point on the radio show, I deviated from sex because at the time a lot of people was talking about it and it was becoming repetitive. I didn't like it so much, so I tried to dive deep into other things and just talk about relationships. Period. Right. Everybody done had issues in relationships, trauma, all that kind of good stuff that they were suppressing. So radio show, let it out.
Speaking of that, beside like I say, the radio show, we know that you are part of CFG. That was created during the Cinco Lane. Yes. I was Cinco Lane. You also in that too, also.
Yes.
Coming out. Lane. You dig? What else do, or should I say, expect from Miss Kiki? What do you have in mind so far? What you got lined up in the sense of just you? Like, you know, what do you have?
Me personally.
Yeah. What do you have?
So as of right now, I'm going through a change. It is part of my journey. I just became a pescatarian. Okay.
So the people that don't know, what does that mean?
So a pescatarian is a person that does not eat meat.
Okay.
And so I can eat seafood, but I'm not eating any meats like chicken, steak, pork chop, ribs. I don't eat none of those meats. Right. So I'm trying to feed my body from the inside, level myself from the inside. And after that, I'm going to start working out and stuff like that so I could get my body right for anybody that wants to put me in their video.
Right.
So I'm working on that. You know, music videos and all that kind of stuff. Just getting toned in general.
Right.
But I do plan on being more a part of movie projects.
Oh, yes. And we on the behalf of Sacrifice for Self, you would definitely be in there. Like,
definitely.
We got a lot more coming on the SOS.
And I'm definitely going to be doing some more photo shoots as well. I want to get more into that. I think majority of this year, I put a lot of my efforts in movies and scenes, and so I did a photo shoot not that long ago, probably about like a week or so ago.
Okay.
Or whatever, just getting back out there. And just plan on seeing me quite more often.
Hey, and I don't think
being very active. I can't tell you everything.
Right.
But
I don't think nobody gonna complain about that. You know what I mean? And one last thing I always like to ask everybody.
yes.
After all these years of living, everything you've been through, what is the biggest lesson you learned in life so far?
The biggest lesson I could say.
Or the biggest thing you learned, you know what I mean? What stuck out the most after living all these years?
After all these years, the biggest lesson that I could say I've learned is, excuse my French, but fuck what anybody has to say.
Just like that. I don't think it need to be explained no other. And honestly, I developed the same attitude, baby. So.
And you will find an inner peace that you never knew you had.
Right.
And just to shut out the world, period. If you support me great. You for me. But if you're not, I'm not hearing you.
You did?
You know, and so when you have that type of focus,
mm-hmm.
and we have that type of peace and that type of mindset, you could get any and everything done. You could wear what you want.
Right.
You can portray yourself to be how you want to be portrayed. It's a mental freedom that you never knew you needed.
Right. And that is definitely necessary for people to know. And with that being said, if you know, you know.